This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast.
That's how we do it.
This is how we do it.
Do it.
Sha-na-na-na-na.
This is how we boo it.
Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Wow. Guess what? Guess what it is, Betsy? Guess what?
I'm going to say it. I think I know what you're talking about. It's spooky season.
It's spooky season. It's September. It's time to shit your pants with fear.
Yes, I'm so excited.
It's time to go find apple cider donuts. I
did not expect donuts to come out. I thought you meant just apple cider.
No, I want you
gotta
to
make them the donuts.
Yeah, you gotta chew your apple cider. You can't be drinking it. You gotta chew.
I hate swallowing my apple cider.
What? Wait, how do you get?
Or I guess you do have to chew. You do swallow and chew. Chew.
Not me,
drinking
bruh.
it.
I just shove it up my butt. I do a food suppository, and that is it.
Ooh, that's all you need. It gets into your blood quicker.
Yeah, hit me with that apple cider donut. I feel like that's a thing that anytime I've gone apple picking, quote unquote, where you pick too many and you're like, I don't want all this shit. But there's always apple cider donuts there.
Oh, that's fun.
Let's do it. I don't know where we're going to do it, but we got to find
I know. There's some places. There's some spots.
I don't want all those apples, but I do like the drive there.
Yeah, I like the drive there. I like being outside. I'm not an apple head. I don't like apples that much.
Not a huge apple butt. Not us.
Apple butt? No. I'm not an apple butt.
Apple bottom jeans? No, not for me.
No way. Not for me at all.
I'm into dungarees.
Give me those dungies.
But it is that time of year, and so we're excited to get back into some listener stories.
Yes.
Because no one tells better stories than you guys.
Honestly, no one does.
And bless you all, and thank you for bumping your original stories that maybe got lost to spam. But you're bumping them, and it makes it so much easier on us finding them. I was going to say me, but it makes it easier on you because I complain less. So
yeah. Thank you, everyone. Finally getting Marcy to stop complaining to me. No.
I'm a bitcher and a moaner.
Bitch and moan.
So yeah, send us all of them all the time.
Yeah, keep them coming.
If you've bumped in the last 6 weeks, we probably have them. But if you haven't bumped and you sent something earlier this year before July, then you're like, where the heck? That's when the spam debacle happened in June. So if you sent it January to June,
June of 2022,
you just keep bump it up, baby.
Just give it a bump. Give it a bump.
Just search Funny Feeling Gmail in your Gmail or wherever you
and give it a bump.
Bump it a bump. Okay, so let me tell you. I was in upstate New York last week.
Yes.
Days ago at this point.
Yeah.
And I went to a kind of iconic spiritual place.
What?
Could you guess where I went?
You're in upstate New York. An iconic spiritual place?
And there's a documentary on HBO about this place.
What? Have I seen the documentary?
I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you.
Tell me.
Okay, I went to Lilydale, which is this...
Yes, I've heard about it from you.
Yes, there's a documentary that was on HBO about a decade ago, maybe 2010, called No One Dies in Lilydale. Or no one dies in... Something like that. nobody dies in the Lily Dale, whatever. And it's about this community that was founded in the 1800s by the spiritualist church. Like spiritualists, like the people who used to do like all the mediumship stuff, you know?
Yes.
So it's a spiritualist community, and everyone who lives in the community is both a member of the spiritualist church at the assembly, and also they are certified mediums.
Whoa.
And to live in that community, you have to be both. So,
whoa.
Which is really interesting and fascinating, especially because when we went, there are a number of homes for sale. And with very...
What happened, huh?
Well, psychics die, you know, they get old, retire.
True.
And
That's
it's these
true.
beautiful old Victorian homes, but you have to both be a member of the spiritualist assembly and also a certified medium, and they have to certify you, I think. So if you want a 4,000 plus square foot Victorian home in upstate New York and you're a medium, I'm telling you, and you can join the assembly, they got great deals. 4,000. Guess how much a house costs there?
Oh man, how much?
It's around like I looked at the Zillow, and they're like $114,000 for like truly 4,000
for a giant
Victorian.
So, what is this? Is this a town?
It's a small little village, like a very very small.
Technically a town,
Yeah.
and it's like.
Yeah, and it's gated, so to go in you pay a day fee. It's like a $15 a day. You can go there. You can make appointments in advance with mediums and psychics there. They have, during the summertime, they have so many events and lectures, and they have this like stump in the woods where they do like these, you know, spiritualist services and stuff.
Wow.
So we didn't make any appointments. We just kind of walked around the town and walked through the woods. Like they have like little fairy paths, and they have like a pet cemetery that's very sweet. And then like
what?
They have one of the few remaining old growth forests in North America. And it's just, and then there's like a little lake with a tiny little dock that we all laid out on, put our feet in the water. And then they have like a little cafe, and then a little ice cream stand that like they had pictures of, like, since it's an old community, they have pictures from the beginning, like from photographs being around. And it's people there at the places. And then there's a few bookstores or like crystal shops and like that kind of stuff. But it's really cute, and we got caught in like a really bad rainstorm, so we were kind of just like at the ice cream stand, sitting under, you know, the awning, not awning, but whatever, it's a little porch area. So as soon as it cleared up right before they had their service, the spiritual service. So we're like, let's go see what it is. And for the service, they had like 5 mediums come up and do like readings, and they'd be like, you in the back, did you have an older gentleman is coming through, like, and it was really cool. And of my five of us together, three of us had like someone come through.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Did you?
I thought I did, and then my friend stole it from me.
Oh,
I was like, that's my grandmother. And she's like, nope, I think that's my grandmother. And I was like, motherfucker, yes, mine. That's and then afterwards, she was like, that actually didn't sound like my grandmother. And I was like, what? But it
you took my grandma.
And it confused the medium. And she's like, oh, well, maybe it's not that then. And like she was very sure. And then all of a sudden she's like, maybe it's 2 women. No. And then my friend's like, no, it's not 2 women. And she's like, okay. And so I was like, well, that one. But there were so many different mediums there that I think there were like 4 or 5 total, maybe 5 total.
Wow.
And then my other friend had a family member come in, and then on the other side, my friend had her dad. And it's funny because someone else was like, oh, you're talking about my relative. But the more they talked to her, like, no, that's our friend's dad. Like, it was so.
Wow.
It was
I'm
so
glad
clear.
that people were like, they weren't trying to like hold on, be like, no, yeah, sure, that's my dad. It was very like, actually, no, that's not.
Well, I tell you what, though, some people, they were like, it was like this truly like old woman, like, and she had jet black dyed hair, but like she looked like
Yes.
she was old, like she was maybe a ghost herself. But
Whoa,
they were like, do you have a father or a grandfather in your family who passed? She's like, I don't think so. I was like, how the fuck you get here?
No, everybody's still everybody's still alive. I'm
You're
12.
You're 100 years old and you don't have a dad or a grandfather dead.
That is so funny.
And
it's like, what do you think this is, lady?
Yeah. And then there was another woman in the back, and they were like, giving her reading, and then they're like, I'm seeing something with like magazines. Does that make sense to you? Do you work at a magazine? The woman's like, no. She's like, something with written word. She goes, oh, well, I am a writer. And I was like, you stupid
Come
bitch.
on.
You're a stupid bitch.
I am a writer for magazines.
I was so mad. I was so mad about it. I was like, what do you think she was talking about this?
That's so funny.
And it's just like proof that like sometimes like a psychic doesn't have it exactly, but
right.
But like that's pretty clear.
Yes.
Pretty clear.
Because that would be like, it would be like somebody just being like, okay, Marcy, I'm seeing movies.
Yeah, or like somebody being like, do you do stand-up? And you're like, nope, I do improv comedy, and it's different.
Yeah, like, oh, God, no, I don't do stand-up. Okay, some kind of joking. I do improv.
I do improv. I do play a stand-up in my improv shows.
Every show I play a stand-up.
But it was really cool, and I highly suggest if you are a certified medium who wants to become a member,
go get a house
go
there.
buy a house.
$114,000.
I mean, who knows if that's like, maybe you can get in a bidding war if we're putting the word out.
Right.
But it was really cool. And I've been wanting to go for over a decade since I watched the documentary, so.
Wow, that's fun.
Just cutesy little place too.
Just a nice little. How funny that it's like you have to be those two things to live there.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. They're like, if this is going to be, like people come from all over the world to see the place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they just want a
bunch.
bunch.
But it feels like, is that allowed? But I guess it's kind of like a Margaritaville community or whatever.
Yeah, like it's just a private community.
Yeah.
But I tell you, it was really fun. We were walking down the streets and we like on the houses, like the mediums, it'll say the medium's name. And then if they're open or closed, or if they're full, if their bookings are full. And some of them, like, you could sign up for if there's a cancellation or something. And we, like, were looking on someone's porch, and the lady was, like, out in her garden. And we're like, oh, are you all booked up today? And she's like, yes, all booked up today. And she looked like the most, like,
wow,
peaceful kind of, like, how would I describe her? Like, practical magic kind of gentle psychic, but like with the long dress, just picking weeds out of our garden, being like, well, I don't have anyone till 1, but I'm not taking anyone else.
Yep, good for her.
Loved it.
Wow, that's cool. You went.
It was very cool. I went, and then afterwards we went to King Cone.
Whoa.
An ice cream parlor called King Cone, and it had a big gorilla hanging off the building.
Thank goodness it did.
King Cone.
How was it? How was the ice cream?
There's
great. A lot of ice cream on your trip, huh?
A lot of it was a big ice cream. It's summertime on a lake, upstate New York.
Yes, you gotta have ice cream.
Anyway, that was my long-winded story about nothing quite scary, but cool. And I mean, I guess technically I was around hundreds of ghosts, so
yeah, you were.
So there's that.
Marcy, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. You? Any
Lilydale.
Spookity dookies?
Did I tell you I did an escape room in Amsterdam in the catacombs underneath a church?
Am I going? This feels like something you couldn't have not told me, but this is not ringing a bell.
Well, I did, and it was really fun and scary, and we had a blast. And it was like in catacombs, like below a damn church. And it was so much fun.
What a spooky thing, too.
It was awesome. We had so much fun. And they were very much like, you will know what items you'll be able to use. But there's a lot of like actual antiques, like old things that are from the catacombs still. So like, don't mess with some of this stuff. It was cool.
Now, that's not the kind of catacomb where they have bodies, huh? Like skeletons, huh?
No, but it is like that vibe of like low ceilings and where they would put like plague victims in there, you know? So
Ew.
it was scary and nasty.
I love it.
It was really fun. It was July and we were like, it's spooky season now. Like it got us in the mood so fast.
Guess what, guys? It is a spooky season.
It's spooky season. I'm so glad.
So glad.
I'm so excited for spooky season.
Oh, boy. Well, should I read an email?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can too. I got one pulled up.
Oh, you give it.
Got one.
Give it to me, Betsy.
Pretty fly for a wank guy. Okay, this one's called Church Story. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Marcy and Betsy. I want to tell you a story that I've been hesitant to send because it's not at all like your typical spooky story. In 2004, my husband and I got engaged, and we wanted to get married in a Catholic church to make both of our families happy since we are raised that way. We are no longer Catholic in all caps and an exclamation point.
Okay. We believe
All right,
you.
hey, I get it. But at the time, we're young and dumb enough to people please. So we actually went to a bunch of different churches in our city to find the prettiest location because we didn't belong to a parish. One day, my fiance and I enter a church, and it's completely empty except for a man praying near the front of the church by the crucifix. He hears us enter, and he comes up to us and starts speaking to us rapidly in Spanish. He seems distraught. Neither of us speak Spanish, although we look like we should, and I quickly tell him, I'm so sorry, but we don't understand Spanish. He continues to quickly tell us that he is working so much to make extra money because his daughter had to have emergency surgery to get her appendix removed, and he's having trouble traveling to and from Mexico. He just really needs help. My husband takes out his wallet and gives him $20. He thanked us, and I'll never forget the way he walked back to the altar with his arms held out like Jesus on the crucifix, giving thanks to God. When we then get in our car and make our way to the next church on our list. While driving, I really start thinking about the interaction because something felt weird and asked my fiance, was he speaking English to us? He had a really confused look and admitted he could not recall. This person started in Spanish, but his urgency never slowed. I just remembered him talking really fast and just knowing what he needed to tell us. I get this strange feeling that he was speaking to us in Spanish, and through some divine intervention, we were able to understand his story. There's no way to prove it except to say that my fiance felt the same way, and he is a no-nonsense person and does not believe in ghosts or any other woo-woo fun stuff. What do you think? Thank you for doing this podcast. It's my absolute favorite, April. Dude.
That's wild.
That's so strange.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah.
I fully buy that, though.
Yeah, of like some sort of divine intervention of just like this man needs some help,
and even just like a less like godly thing, but like the human's ability to communicate even through language barriers.
Yeah,
like, I mean, even if it is like kind of psychically understanding what he needed and wanted.
Right. Ooh.
That's wild.
That is so
cool.
wild.
I'm sure I told you about the time that I was in Italy, and I don't speak Italian. I know like very little French, like high school French.
Right.
But Italian and French are not the same language, correct?
No, that's a whole different language.
But
different country.
Different country, but there was a guy who was like someone in my group. It was 4 of us, and someone knew a girl, American, who was living in Italy or met a whatever.
Yeah.
Somehow we were hanging out with an American in Italy who had a boyfriend who was Albanian, but they both spoke Italian. And I was just like being my normal Marcy self, right?
Yeah.
And he said in Italian something that I said, wait, did he just ask if I ate a journal for breakfast? And she goes, no, he asked if you ate a newspaper for breakfast because you're talking so much. And I was like, yeah, I understood that.
Wow. What? That's so funny.
I was like, wait, I'm sorry. Did he ask if I ate a journal?
But even that idea of like, no, but he did ask if you ate a newspaper. It's like, what a funny phrase.
I think it must have been a word that sounded enough like journal or whatever.
Journal or something like that. That is so funny.
I was like, what the fuck? So, but I like weirdly, and a lot in Italy, I was like, I understood people, even though I didn't know Italian.
Yes, I've felt that when abroad, of just kind of like, oh, I think I get what's going on.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
It's really,
and even moments where you're like, I'm pretty sure I heard something that sounds pretty similar to what it means to me or whatever. And
but
you're like, okay.
Certainly never thought anyone who was speaking another language was speaking English. Like that's
why. Yeah, that's really interesting.
People are like, humanity is so fascinating, and we'll never know enough about it.
Right. It's incredible, like what humans can do.
And we suck a lot of the times, but I think ultimately, like we have a lot of good to do, and we can do more.
Right.
Like helping people.
Right. Because there are a lot of really good people.
Yeah. Like April. Thank you, April.
Wow,
for being nice.
That is so wild. That's
so cool.
What?
I love it.
Yeah, that's so cool. On whatever whatever happened, that's cool.
That's really cool. Okay, here is one of my stories, Betsy.
Let me have it, Marcy.
Hauntings from my grandparents.
Ooh, okay.
Hello, Marcy and Bessie. Totally kidding, Marcy and Betsy.
I like that.
Marcy and Bessie.
I like that.
Oh, Bessie. I love you ladies and your wonderful show. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
With the recent passing of my grandmother on my stepdad's side, I felt I should tell you guys about some of my odd encounters with the paranormal.
Yeah.
Several years ago, in August 2012, my grandmother on my stepdad's side passed away. At the time, I didn't really see her much due to her decline in health. It felt as if she was a completely different person, and I could no longer handle seeing her as she declined. Oh, it's so sad. Sadly, the last time I had seen her was probably a year or two prior to her death. I simply could not handle it. Anyway, the day that she passed is still so vivid in my mind that to this day that I need to tell you about it. At the time, I was working at Hastings Entertainment, R.I.P. What is that? I don't know what it is. What is it?
Hi, Hastings.
Hastings Entertainment, R.I.P. and would hang out in the cafe of the store after my shift at work to use the free Wi-Fi.
Nice.
During this time, I was
I bet it was like a Borders or something. You know, like books and DVDs. And
let's never look it up.
I'm never going to look it up. I'm going to say it's that.
It's a Borders. And you called it a Hastings, but it's really a Borders.
But it's a Borders, dude.
So we hang out in the cafe at the store after my shift and use the free Wi-Fi. During this time, I was dating a guy that did not have a job and would hang out at the cafe while I worked. I learned later it was a controlling thing and that he was keeping tabs on where I was and what I was doing by doing this.
What?
Not cool.
Nasty. Real life spooky nasty.
Get a job. If you want to be controlling, get a job so you can take me cool places.
Yeah, come on.
Not long after I got done with my work shift, I went to the cafe and started browsing the internet while hanging out with my boyfriend. While hanging out, my parents randomly showed up there to find me. I did not have a cell phone and they didn't know what apartment I lived in, so they came here hoping they'd catch me at work. My parents then broke the news to me that my grandmother had passed and that her funeral would be in another state. I started bawling my eyes out and ran to the office to let my manager know what was going on and to see about taking time off work. Once I got all that situated, my parents left and I was in the cafe silently sobbing behind my laptop screen.
Aww.
My boyfriend at the time kept trying to talk to me, but I wasn't very responsive. Since I wasn't very responsive, he got mad. He asked for me to give him the keys to my car. Did I mention he didn't have a car either? Oh boy, I don't like this boyfriend. He sucks.
Red flags, red flags. Red flags, red flags.
Red flags. I told him no, but he kept insisting that if I wasn't going to talk to him, that he was just going to leave me there. I don't remember how, but he got my keys and took my car, leaving me stranded at work. I just cried harder as my coworkers consoled me. I want to know his name. I'm finding him. I'm going to pinch him under his arm. I'm going to pinch him right under his arm so
that
hard.
Hurts. That hurts. That spot hurts.
So hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just want to pinch him.
I don't want to cause damage. I just want him to know that I'm in control now.
Yes.
After maybe an hour, he finally returned to pick me up. Again, he just kept giving me shit for not being talkative, claiming I won't ever get over it if I don't talk it out. I kept explaining that we all handle our grief our own ways and that this was just how I was handling it. Once we were back at the apartment, I headed straight to the bathroom to change and clean my face. At the time, I had the door cracked open so he would know that I was listening to him while I was doing this. He was still throwing a fit about how I was acting, but I was just ignoring him. I turned toward the closet in the bathroom. The next thing I knew, the bathroom door slammed shut. Initially, I thought it was the boyfriend, but once I came out to the living room, he started questioning me on why I slammed the door like that. I explained that I didn't and that I was nowhere near the door when this occurred.
What?
I assumed it was my grandmother letting me know that she was there and was tired of listening to him bitch, so she helped out by slamming the door on him. Whoa!
Hell yeah, Grandma. Hell yeah.
Grandma said, not today.
No way. We don't have to put up with this shit.
Fuck that guy. Later that year in December, my grandfather on my mom's side also passed away. There isn't much story to this one, but after he passed, I continually woke up at 3:33 a.m. every single day.
Whoa.
If you look into numerology at all, the number 3 is actually my numerology number. Why did that confuse me? If we look into, we'll know that it's your number.
Marcy.
Sorry, I got confused. I'm sorry. After my brain was processing slow, Betsy. I was like, wait, what? I gotta learn this for her. Sorry, I'm a jerk.
You truly
It derailed me.
Yeah, it really shook you up.
I thought I did something wrong.
What?
I thought I wronged her in some way by not knowing that. Okay, I'm sorry. After a couple of weeks of this, I finally figured out that my grandfather is trying to say his goodbyes, but I couldn't figure out a better way to let me know. So the next time that happened, I clearly stated out loud to my grandfather, quote, "I love you and I miss you. But if you are the one waking me up at 3:33 every morning, could you please stop? I appreciate you reaching out, but I have to work at 6 a.m. and I need my sleep." After that, I was never woken up at that time again.
Oh, yay.
2 years. Sorry, I'm a jerk, guys.
No, you weren't a jerk. It was just very fun.
You could see
your
my face.
Eyes, crossed almost. It was just kind of
Yeah, I was having therapy earlier, just being like, I'm always worried about doing something wrong. I was in trouble. Okay.
You're doing great, Marcy. You're doing
I'll
great.
learn numerology. I promise. I won't let you down.
I'll learn everybody's numerology number, please.
Please don't be mad. 2 years later, my grandmother on my mom's side passed. This was the hardest passing on me, as I had seen her a couple of hours prior. At the time, I had attempted several times to leave my boyfriend from the first encounter, but somehow I kept getting roped back into his bullshit. I remember breaking down and practically collapsing the moment that I got word of my grandmother's passing. I remember going to bed to try and get some sleep before work the next day, but I just kept rocking back and forth crying. I was laying there while my boyfriend attempted to console me. He was laying there with me, holding me. I was facing the window of the bedroom and just repeating in my head, please, Grandma, if you're okay, please, please just give me a sign. Not even 30 seconds later, a large ball of light was hovering outside of my bedroom window. It was as if someone had walked up to the window with a flashlight, but the way it moved didn't seem real. I just watched it in awe, and seconds later, it hurriedly floated off. I laid there for a second wondering if I had just hallucinated this. But while thinking this, my boyfriend speaks up. Did you see that? I asked him what he saw, and he described to me exactly what I saw. At that moment, I knew that my grandmother heard me and gave me a sign.
Oh, that's so nice.
These are just a few of my stories. I'll have to send an update because right before my recent grandfather's passing, a ton of strange things happened. And I just need to know what you guys think of those things. Anyway, thank you for reading my story. I hope your pants stay shit-free and you have a wonderfully spoopy day. Thank you, Amber. Amber! I mean, I love that they were sending you signs.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that they were listening to you and you're like, stop waking me up, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that's real. I wonder, like, I'm so curious if Amber's whole family is very, like, aware of this and in tune to this, where, because it feels like, it feels like they're all very close.
Yeah, Amber certainly is very sensitive to getting these messages.
Yeah.
I think Amber said this was an ex-boyfriend. I hope so.
Yes, I think ex.
I want Amber's grandparents to go pinch him for me tonight.
Yeah, put it out there. Put it out there. They're good at listening.
Please, grandparents, pinch this man at night at 3:33 a.m.
Yeah, and under the arms.
Right under the arm. Where he goes, ow, and he lifts up his arm and he looks at it being like, how did that happen?
Yeah, what is that? What just happened?
Who just pinched
What just
my
happened
little
under
arm?
there?
My
Amber, let us
sensitive
know
little-
if
Yes.
they go and pinch him.
Please.
Please, let us know.
But yeah, I do think Amber is very sensitive. And
Yeah.
and I think it's good to be open to like reaching out to them to be like,
Yeah, I do too.
give me a sign,
I think that's
or
awesome.
knock it off, or give me a sign.
Yeah, give me a sign or stop sending me signs.
Yeah. Either do less or do more. I will tell you which.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got
Yeah.
it. Got it.
Got it? In your face.
In your face, grandparents.
Yeah, grandparents, in your face.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Cool. Thank you, Amber.
Very cool. Very
And I
cool.
will never forget your numerology. I promise.
3, 3, 3, 3.
3, 3, 3,
Yeah,
3,
that
3.
really got you. That really.
I was like, well, I will. If I look into numerology at all, I'll know that her number is 3. I will do it. I will.
I shall.
I shall, Amber. I'm here for you. Okay.
I shall.
Should I play a listener story?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Then get ready, Betsy. Because
I'm scared.
it's on like Donkey Kong.
Yes. Like
Donkey
King
Kong.
Cone.
Yeah, like Donkey Kong. Cone. Donkey Cone. All right.
Donkey Cone.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hi, Betsy and Marcy. My name's Veronica. I am a newer listener. I found you guys during the pandemic, so it's been about 2 years now, but I found you because I'm a huge Betsy fan. I love everything you do. Duncanville just cracks me up, and just your presence makes me happy. And I have since fallen in love with you too, Marcy. Besides the fact that I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think you two together are fucking hilarious. So thank you for all you do. Betsy, I do have to say you have a special place in my heart also because of the myriad of laughs that you produce. There is one in particular when like you're really tickled. It's kind of from the back of your throat, this high-pitched giggle. You sound like a little girl. It sounds exactly like my grandmother when she is truly tickled pink, just like I can't even do it. I don't want to not do it justice. So every time you do it, it makes me think of her. She's still with us. She is slowing down quite a bit, but she's in California, and I've since moved to Massachusetts, so I don't get to see her as often as I'd like to. But when I listen to you, it makes me think of her, and it's so warm and fuzzy. So this story actually has to do with the other side of my family, and I have quite a few stories, but this will be the first of many that I send since you're screaming for more content. Here you go, ladies. So, on my mom's side of the family, my mom is one of five girls. She has 4 sisters, and they are all pretty much intuitive, and that side of the family comes from a long line of psychics, healers, seers, like going back to my great-great-grandfather, who in Sicily was like the town seer, the healer. He did energy work. People came to him for healing. And then his son, my great-great-grandfather, immigrated to the United States, ended up in San Jose, California, and that was back in 1918, I believe, or maybe 1915. The 19-aughts. So ended up in California, and I want to say in the 20s or the 30s, he ended up predicting that from San Jose to San Francisco someday would be a sea of lights. So back in the 20s and 30s, it was still farmland. It was all orchards. It was all fruit fields. That was like not in anybody's idea of what the Bay Area would be. And if you fly over it now, that's exactly what it is. It's just a sea of lights. And so that was passed on to my grandmother, who, I swear to God, would catch you doing things before you even did them. She just, you'd think of doing something wrong, and she was already all over your ass. Love her to death. But damn, you couldn't get away with anything with Nana. And then my mother and her 4 sisters now. The youngest sister, Patrice, has really honed her skill and has put a lot into it as far as doing a lot of Akashic Records work. So the Akashic Records being kind of this record of the universe, everything that ever has been, ever will be, and ever, is right now. And I kind of think of it like the Avatar, I don't know, the Na'vi, when they use their ponytails to like tap into everything on the planet. It's kind of like that. Like you find the right wavelength and you just, like the way Patrice describes things, she's just like, the energy is always around you. You have to kind of match your energy level and your frequency to the rest of the universe. And then things kind of open up. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, shit. So I've had some experiences I'll go into in other stories that I send. So I can I float in and out of it, being able to kind of intuit things and prophetic dreams, that kind of thing. My son is turned out to be sensitive as well. So he's 9 now. When he was 4, he, his father and I had been trying to have a second, and we'd been trying for about 2 years at that point with no luck. It was like stress. I just couldn't get pregnant. And then eventually, we took a vacation and able to relax enough, that I got pregnant. Well, the way I figured out I was pregnant was about 4 weeks after our vacation. I was sitting on the couch with my son before we were getting ready to start our day. He was going to preschool and whatnot. And he just said, "Mama, I really want a baby brother and a baby sister, and they're both in your belly right now. I was like, whoa, what? Okay. Took him to school, dropped him off, everything. That night, I ended up coming home and taking a pregnancy test. I was pregnant. Did the math, about 4 weeks pregnant. I was like, oh, shit. Okay. So, about the 6-week mark, ended up getting an ultrasound, and they found that there were 2 sacs that had formed. So, 2 babies, i.e. twins. I was like, holy fuck, my kid knows what the fuck's up. So, ended up losing that pregnancy at about 9 weeks. It was hard. We got through it. Carried on, keeping on kind of thing. And about 4 months later, again, getting up ready for the day, my son comes out, sits on the couch with me, and he's like, Mama, I really want a baby sister. And she's in your belly right now. I was like, okay, here we go again. At that point, I had pregnancy tests ready and on hand. Took a pregnancy test, was pregnant, did the math again, about 4 weeks out. 3 years later, I have a bouncing 3-year-old baby girl, just as Danny had predicted. So I was like, woo, this kid really is tuned in with something. So last year, that would be June of 2021, my son had been complaining about seeing a shadow person in our house. Now, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like the energy was off. I didn't see anything. Nothing odd had happened around the house that I noticed. And he kept talking about the shadow person. He didn't, they're in his bedroom and he just didn't want them there and he didn't want to see it. And he's not scared, but he just didn't like it. And I was like, okay. So I had taken a trip out to Albuquerque in the beginning of July of last year, and my Aunt Patrice is out there, as is my mom now. And so Patrice I had talked to, and I was like, you know what? Danny is seeing the shadow person in our house. Like, do you have any insight on this? Like, what do I do? How do I help him through this? Because I don't doubt him. I don't know how to handle a shadow person. What do we do? And she's like, all right, give me a second. So she settles in, closes her eyes, is kind of tilting her head back and forth for about 10, 15 minutes. And then she kind of comes out and she's like, okay, it's done. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, so the shadow person is not a bad thing. She's like, shadow people are really what happens when, you as an individual don't want to see them. That's kind of how they appear to you. She's like, you have the choice of how to receive this message or visitation. Is it that you want to see something, or you want to hear it, or you want to just feel it or know it? Do you want to hear the voice in your head or outside? You can choose how people send you messages or how you receive them. And she's like, Danny doesn't want to see him, so that's why it comes in as kind of a shadow person. And she's like, I'm pretty sure that this person is connected to the land that you're on, not indigenous, but had worked this land before. She's like, I'm pretty sure the pond that you guys live on is man-made, and this guy made it. He's connected to the land in that way. And so he's just here because it's his land, and he noticed that Danny can see him, and so that's what attracted him. He's like, your kids look like bright lights to whatever spirits are around. And so they attract them that way. And she's like, but I told him that Danny doesn't want to see him and that he should move on. And so he's gone now. And I was like, oh, okay, great. Then we're good. So I ended up, headed back home and told Danny. And I was like, yeah, Aunt Patrice said she asked him to leave. And he's like, yeah, he's gone. I haven't seen him in a week. And I was like, okay, great. And then, of course, I did some research because I had no idea about the pond. I thought it was natural. It is a shallow pond, and people use it for kayaking, but not much else. You can't really swim in it. So I was like, well, strange little pond. No, it turns out to be completely man-made by Mr. Calvin, who used to own all of the land that our property is on and the neighborhood sits on now, and flooded the fields so that he could use it for his manufacturing plant that used to be up the road. So I was like, holy shit, all of that, and I get a history lesson. So that's the spooky story for you today. I shall continue with more later. I hope you guys are keeping it spooky and don't shit your pants.
Yay!
Whoa. I filled up my pants. I got chills when her aunt was saying like shadow people are when you don't want to see them.
Yeah.
And that and that there are ways of like, do you want to hear it in your head? Do you want to hear it out loud? Like that blew my mind.
I know. I never thought of it that way. Because it seems so much scarier when there's shadow
So
people.
much scarier.
Because you're just like, what is it?
I'm gonna I'll put this in the universe. They better be a cute puppy.
Oh, you want a cute shadow dog?
I want a cute, not shadow dog, like a cute cartoon dog to
Oh.
be my.
Like a Snoopy?
Yeah, give me a Snoopy.
A little, I don't know. If I saw like a shadow Snoopy, I might be pretty afraid too.
I'd be terrified. Honestly, I don't want to see any of it.
Also, something about kids named Danny being like linked to the paranormal. Also,
Dude, I thought of The Shining immediately.
I know.
Like,
Spooky.
It's Shining. Wow. How interesting that, like, just their entire family.
Entire family.
And truly, like, there is a history to that of being like, yep, great-great-great-great-grandpa was the Seer of Sicily. Like, that's so nuts.
Yes. I and also like my uncle, great uncle, he knew.
Yep.
He predicted the Bay Area is so funny.
That is so funny. I'm just like, it's gonna be popular. It's gonna be popular.
Oh, I see big things for this.
I see big things for the Bay Area.
For this area by the Bay, I see big things.
Big things.
Big things.
Wow.
Also, like, you know, I'm so sorry to hear about her loss, but also how wonderful that, you know, her son was like, don't worry. My sister's coming back, you know.
Oh, that's gotta be wild.
It's so, you know what's intense? Creating a whole life inside of you.
Dude, I went on a walk with our friend Mary, who has had a kid like 3 months ago, and she was just telling us about what her body does. Like, it's really wild.
You grow a whole, or the placenta is essentially a whole new organ you grow, and it comes out.
And it goes out, and then it lives, and then it feeds off of you.
And you can eat it later. People do it.
I know. I remember learning that, and that fucked me up, man. When I first learned that, I was like, oh, man. But it is like, it's really nuts what bodies do.
Yeah. I mean, it only makes sense too when you think of it like that our bodies and every, you know, organism's body has the ability to create life, that like if we're like fucking magicians inside of our own bodies,
Yes.
of course there's something outside of us and that we have a connection to it.
Yes. Wow. Yeah.
Pulling rabbits out of hats here.
Yeah, go easy peasy.
But the hat is my vagina, and the rabbit is my baby. But I do have to hit it with a wand 3 times. And
You and you have to get the whole audience to say abracadabra.
Let her rip.
Let her rip.
Oh man, I want to hear more stories from her about her intuitive family.
Yes, that's so fun. Like, that should be a TV show of like,
Yeah.
hey, we're all connected and intuitive. Woo. I'd watch that. I'd
I'd watch it too. No lie, no jokes, no artichokes. What am I saying, Betsy?
I don't know. You don't want any jokes in the show?
No, it's serious as hell. Serious.
It's
as
crazy
hell.
serious.
Super serious. No fun
Honestly,
at all.
It's pretty messed up.
You know what? The less funny a show is, the more fun I can have laughing at it. You know? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
All right, Betsy, do you have one for moi?
I got one. Are you ready?
Every day.
Here it is titled Some of My Spoopy Stories.
Yes.
Spoopy.
Spoopers.
Hi there, Betsy and Marcy. Long-time listener, first-time emailer.
Hell yeah.
I saw you ask for spooky stories, so I thought I'd share some experiences I've had. Since I was a teen, I've noticed little things that happen around me. Shadows moving fast out of the corner of my eye, things moving around, stuff like that. But wasn't until my 20s that I started to see more. I started a paranormal podcast with my best friend, and since then, strange things have been happening to us.
Shout out. What is it called? What is it called?
What's it called? We were recording an episode and talking about a spirit who has a long history of messing with people who talk about it. He doesn't like being talked about. I had barely mentioned this particular spirit when my co-host, who was recording in her car, saw a ball thrown past her car window. She said she turned around expecting to see a child there, but no one was there to have thrown the ball. Not 30 seconds later, a battery was thrown against the chair I was sitting in while I was recording. I thought it was my cat at first, but soon realized he was on the other side of the apartment sleeping. We thought it was weird since we live on the opposite sides of Michigan. We quickly stopped talking about that spirit.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Oh.
That is, I have chills. That's freaking me out, man.
Fucked up.
Chucking a battery in the balls are so scary.
Balls are terrifying.
Balls are bad. Toys are scary.
No.
Get out of here. Okay, another one. So I went to visit my co-host in Boston. She recently moved there for work. She's a pussy popping badass bitch, and I love her. I think my edible kicked in while writing this one. How fun! Yes.
Yeah.
So we decided to go explore the Omni Parker House. It's a fancy hotel. I was not dressed well enough to be in there. But we made it to the elevators. While on one of the floors, we went to a supposed haunted room. While trying to set up a spirit box app, we heard a voice. Ew. It was calling out for Simon, and it sounded as though a woman was calling out from one of the other rooms, but no one else had their door open, nor did we see anybody. But I swear it sounded like someone was yelling next to us, not from far away. We ended up leaving after that. We were both so shooken up about that voice. So I lit up a joint on the way to a bar and we smoked it, had a pint of beer, and tried to forget how spoopy that was.
Oh, yeah.
But we never did. Love the pod. Sorry this was long and that I'm very high. It wasn't crazy long.
It wasn't. I found the podcast.
The gays love you. Don't shit your pants, Carson.
Carson, your podcast is called Ghost Gaze, a hauntingly gay podcast.
What? That sounds awesome.
I'm going to link it in the show notes so you guys can check out.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
Cool.
Whoa.
That's fun.
Dude. Going to hotels that are haunted. I mean, I think we've talked about this. Every hotel is, but that's always just so fun.
It's truly like, and I will say this: you never need to worry about not being dressed up enough at a hotel, because the less you dress up, the richer you look.
Oh, is that the case?
Like, I feel like rich people, like when you've been around like your richer friends, right? Especially like celebrity type rich people, they don't dress up. I feel like my rich friends, like they have like very expensive bum around clothes, but
Right.
you know,
Right.
they still look. They don't look fancy. But they are fancy. You know,
Right.
be like, this is my vintage Old Navy. It costs thousands of dollars.
Yes, that costs so much money.
So much money.
I feel there have been a couple of times like every now and then I'll splurge and be like, just for one night, like after on a big trip or something, be like, I'm staying at a fancy place. And when I was in Berlin, we got a room at this really fancy hotel that had like special access to the zoo.
What?
Like,
What?
It was fancy. Yeah, where they're like, we have our own entrance to the zoo if you want to go in. We're
It's
like, whoa, cool.
exclusive.
It was exclusive for hotel guests. And I remember walking in and I was wearing, I keep it very casual. I hate dressing up. And they definitely took a moment to be like, why are you here? And then I was like, I have a reservation. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh.
But they definitely were like giving me a little bit of a stink eye, being like, nuh-uh.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Nuh-uh.
Nothing better than that. Huge mistake. Huge. Like
Huge.
your pretty woman moment.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Big mistake.
You
Huge.
calling out for Simon, like, Simon feels like such an old-timey name, too.
It definitely feels like, for sure,
Simon.
yes, something spooky has happened
Yeah,
here.
too scary.
Too scary. Oh, boy. Also, the ball, like you said, balls are scary. They're too scary.
That's too scary.
Too scary. Again, guys, go check out Ghost Gaze. Check them out.
I'm totally going to listen to
Check them out.
Check them out.
Okay, I'm going to read one. You ready?
Okie dokie.
This one is entitled Sad Songs from Beyond.
Ooh.
I was trying to do a voice recording of the story because I hate typing, but I kept getting choked up on the recording, so I just decided to email it in.
Oh.
It has been almost a year since my friend's husband suddenly and tragically passed away in a freak accident while completing some emergency home repairs. He was only 38 years old and the father/stepfather to 5 children. Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck. Ugh. My friend.
God. Yeah.
What? Go ahead.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. That's all. Really powerful thing I just said.
It's gonna stay
that
with
sucks.
me. It's gonna stay with me for a while. That scene. It does. You're right. It does. Okay.
Fuck, man. Okay.
Yeah. My friend, who is a self-proclaimed witch, was able to get the services of a death doula. What the fuck? We were just talking about this 2 days ago. A death doula. Okay, sorry.
What is that?
Well, the death doula came to her
Okay,
house
there we
to do some rituals, medium readings, and counseling. During her reading, she mentioned that her late husband had a message for her. The doula provided a specific herbal bath salt blend for her to use and soak in a tub. The herbs were for the purpose of opening her up to hear the message from her late husband. I'm going to just pause here and say, I think I thought a death doula was more like a hospice worker, but now it seems like maybe it's someone who helps you through the grieving process.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Because I thought what you thought too of like, somebody who kind of comes in and helps with the kids and stuff. Like
they could do both, though. I mean, you thought it was
Yeah.
more like a child care person.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think it was. I think I imagine someone either helped you through the death process, that like you were dying and I'm helping you and your family through it.
Right.
But this sounds like someone who's specifically helping a person through the grief. Okay. Since my friend is a stay-at-home homeschool mom, her friends and family were on rotation of coming to the house to help with the kids and dinner and just provide some company and comfort. It was my night to come over and help out. The younger kids were bathed and put to bed, and things were winding down for the night. Everything was pretty quiet in the house. My friend was cleaning in the kitchen, and one of her kids was sitting at the dining room table on his tablet, and I was sitting at the opposite end of the table just scrolling through my phone. All of a sudden, the smart device in the home abruptly turned on and started playing a song. The three of us froze and looked at each other. Did you do that? Did you turn that on? The song was Burning Wreath by a band named Fuzz. My friend walked over to the device, which was right next to her late husband's ashes. She said my husband was obsessed with this band and was listening to them constantly before he passed. Oh my God. My friend stood by the device until the song ended. I didn't ask her if she thought that was the message that she was waiting for or what the song specifically meant to her. I tried looking up the lyrics to the song, and while there doesn't seem to be any sort of obvious message, in my opinion, Perhaps there was some sort of personal, deeper meaning that was just between the two of them. Maybe it was just the fact that it started playing on its own, and that was enough to know that he was still with them. I know this one was maybe a little sad, and I hope it didn't bum you guys out too much. Love the pod, and I will send in more stories soon, Mal. That's amazing.
Wow. I think, yeah, like, just it being a song that he loved
Yeah.
is so, that's so, wow, that's cool.
I mean, if nothing else, that, like, you know, maybe he wanted to listen to it.
Yeah, totally. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, like to just be like, I'm here. Like, like this, it does, like the lyrics don't need to mean anything, but I'm here.
Right. But I'm here. Here's a song. Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's terrible. God. What a terrible tragedy, though.
Freak accidents, man, are just...
It's weird because while it's so tragic and sudden for everyone, there is something about it that's, like, I was talking to a friend who has a family member that is sick, and we were talking about, like, how it's just terrible to have to watch people be ill or get old, and, like, there's nothing good about losing someone, but to know that, like, they didn't, like, they just went, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's any comfort to that, but maybe, you know, in some ways it is their own terms, you know, on a soul level. I don't know. It's hard to try to make death sound better.
It's tough. It's
not
tough.
good.
I fully understand where you're coming from, because, yeah, watching people be sick and, it sucks.
I think what I'm, like, trying to say, but it will be hard, I think, for anyone who has losses to be like, death is bad for us, the living.
Yeah.
But death is not bad for all the souls who aren't, like, not being alive is not the worst thing, because if we believe this stuff, that it's out, that people are out there, that their souls exist, like, I don't think being dead is... Yeah, I feel like it's just the beginning of something else, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't, but for us, it's like the ultimate scariest thing, because we don't know what happens next.
We don't know. Yeah. Very scary.
Yeah. But God. Also, how nice of the friends to, like, rally around and, like,
help.
Help.
That's so, like... That's really important to have a nice community and a group of pals who are like, we will be there for you.
Yeah. God, that's fucked, though. So sorry. Well, I was going to play one more story.
Let's do it.
How do you feel about that, Betsy?
I want that. I would love that.
You would like it? Okay. Because I'm going to do it right damn now.
Yeah.
Hello, Betsy and Marcy. I've wanted to record a story for forever, but I've been too busy. I finally have COVID several years into the pandemic, and I figured, what the heck? Let's use this as an opportunity to send in some of my stories. So I'm going to start out with one story today. I'll send more going down, but I'll start with the haunted mansion that is in my family. So this mansion comes from a place called Camden, Arkansas. And it's a city that's kind of in the middle of nowhere in central Arkansas. It used to be kind of a booming town, but of course, like so much of the South, it's kind of withering. Sorry about my COVID cough. So I associate this mansion with my great-grandpa Thornton. He came from old money in the South, right? His mother was addicted to opium and would throw rocks at children who trespassed on her property. She's also pretty cool. She was college educated, spoke French, and was an accomplished pianist. She was especially close with her brother Fred, who also lived on the property. Kind of a cool side note, I wore her pearls on my wedding day last year. So back to my great-granddaddy. He was pretty wild. There's one story of him shooting himself in the foot just in the right spot so as not to cause any damage. He also enjoyed opiates and cocaine. He met my great-grandma, who I always called Nunny, and who I was lucky enough to know really well before her passing. She was a poor girl from the other side of the tracks. She loved playing basketball and dancing to what she would later refer to as the devil's music. And it was probably her dream to move into a house as haunted as this, because she was later the one to get me and my cousins into spooks. So she did move into this very haunted house with my great-granddaddy, the same one that his mother had lived in. I believe they built the house in like 1910 on top of an old mansion that was burned down after their son hung themselves in the basement. Oof. Okay. So I should also note that my great-granddaddy later turned out to have schizophrenia. He was like an early Ancient Aliens guy, and he would tell everyone that angels and demons were really just aliens. He said we would figure out space travel using magnets. Sorry. My dad and aunt would go and stay with him in the summers, and they would hear him talking to his dead mother at night. The problem was they would hear her talk back. So my granddaddy, the only child of my nunny and great-granddaddy, grew up in this house. And he recalled having dreams of being chased from room to room by the devil. When the devil caught up with him, it would start choking him, and he would actually wake up gasping for breath, feeling as though he had just been choked. Oh, the devil would also turn off the light switches before he could get there. Real freaky stuff. He also told us about how his dad hired the town witch to be their maid, and one day she dropped dead in the kitchen with no explanation. Around Christmas, they would decorate their Christmas tree, leave the room and come back, and the ornaments would all be on the ground, and the room would be covered in black cobwebs. This is something my dad and my aunt also confirm as continuing to happen through their childhood, where they would leave a room, come back in, and it'd be covered in black cobwebs. Probably not a good sign. Now, all of these stories come from kind of superstitious Southern folks, so they have to be kind of taken with a grain of salt. However, my very practical mom also has a story. She and my dad were kind of ill-fated high school sweethearts, and honestly, I don't know how they ever dated, but I'm glad I'm here anyway. One summer, she went to Arkansas with my dad to see the old Thornton Mansion. She described walking into my great-grandpa's room, and the whole thing started shaking like there was an earthquake. She would walk out of the room and it would stop, and they could kind of hop back and forth like this with the room shaking and then stopping when they went out. This is also the same room that my great-granddaddy was later found dead in. And he died alone and was left there for a week. My nanny divorced him pretty early on, probably because of the cocaine use and possibly some temper issues he had. A few more recent stories from the house. This isn't that recent because I'm getting older. When me and my cousins were kids, they took us to see the house. At this time, we didn't own it. My granddaddy had sold the house pretty quickly after his dad died because, frankly, it freaked him out, and he didn't have great memories there. And a real estate agent who really took advantage of his eagerness to be rid of the property bought it and set up an office in there. And that'll be important later. So when me and my cousins went to go see the house, I was probably 8 or 9. And I remember the whole time being really freaked out. I think at that time, I kind of had emerging psychic awareness because I knew I could tell the ghost, I don't want to see you. Don't present yourself to me. I don't want to see anything. And that I wouldn't, and I didn't. However, at the end of the kind of tour, the walkthrough, me and my cousin sat on the front steps and they took pictures of us with this disposable camera. And when the film developed, we were just surrounded by pink orbs. And I have those pictures somewhere. I'll try to dig it up and attach it to an email later on. Okay, so the real estate agent ended up selling the house. He said the spooks had gotten to be too much and he did not feel welcome. A woman bought it from him with the intention of turning it into a bed and breakfast. She brought in a team of psychics to get to the bottom of the haunting. And anyway, like, it was kind of cool, but also kind of freaky because the psychics picked up on like the names of my great grandma and her brother Fred, and talked about them being in the house, and how one of them had like died in the bathtub. And basically they said they were pissed because the house was out of the family. They felt like the person who bought it for my granddaddy had kind of cheated him, and he really kind of did. And they wished for it to be returned to the Thorntons. And to that I say, as the last Thornton, no thank you. So anyway, I have so many stories from my granddaddy's next haunted house to the fact aliens have kind of continued to follow my family through the generations, to my own experiences with ghosts, prophetic dreams, and connecting to spirits on the land I lived in as a middle school, high schooler. Oh, and some kind of cool like telepathic things that I've had experience with. So your podcast is the best. I feel like we are good friends, and I'm so grateful for the laughs and the stories. I'm currently trying to get a book published, and my dream is to be on your show as a guest when it is, along with like Fresh Air with Terry Gross and the Today Show. So I hope that gives you an idea of how highly I hold you guys in esteem. Stay spooky. My son is going to think I'm the coolest if you play this.
Oh, God, I'm so glad we did. Hannah, you have so many stories. I
want to hear everything, Hannah.
I was thinking that I was like, I hope she's going to write something about it. And so I'm so happy to hear that she's writing a book. We can't.
Every specific is incredible about her family.
And you're so funny telling it. So funny.
Yes.
Can't wait to have you on to do promo for your book.
Yeah. I can't wait to read your book.
Give me a copy.
Give us a copy. We will not buy it.
No, we will buy it. Oh,
yeah,
boy.
we're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
Give it to us.
We got free stuff.
Yeah, we only like the free shit.
Also, could you read it to us? Because
because I don't read. I don't know how to read.
I don't read.
Marcy and I don't know how to read.
Yeah, we've demonstrated that many times on this podcast. And not the strongest readers.
There have been a couple of times where it's a word that I should know, and I don't.
Sometimes the sentence context makes me upset because I think it's accusing me of something when I don't understand where the comma goes.
Yeah, you think a lot of books accuse you of the stuff in
What
them.
the fuck are you saying to me? Huh,
You're calling
Stephen
me
King?
a big bad wolf? I'm not a big bad wolf. I won't blow your house down. Come on.
I would never do that to you.
I would never do that.
I'm a
dude. I would never blow down your house if you made it with sticks or
I'm a nice
straw.
lady. I'm a nice lady.
I'm a nice lady. Come on.
God, I want to hear more about that grandpa with the schizophrenia talking. And whenever the way she presented it, and they would hear his mother's voice too.
That was perfectly told. Like,
Yes.
that was a really good, like, that could have been one of those, like, 2-sentence horror stories or whatever. You know, that, like, where, I got chills.
Oh, boy. And
Woo.
the alien, I want to hear more about that.
Yeah.
What a great story to end
Tell
on.
us everything, Hannah.
We can't wait to get a free book out of this.
Give us your book for free. We will not buy it.
God damn it. We need that free book now.
We need it.
I don't know when you sent this, but I hope you got over COVID. You feel great. And you finished
I hope
that
you're
book.
doing fine.
That was very funny.
Yeah.
Every time she coughed, it made me laugh. Not because it was funny, but just like, oh no.
Just that, like, oh yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh,
She's fighting
yeah.
through it. She's not letting it get the best of her.
No way.
Well,
wow. That was good. I want to know everything about this family.
I definitely can tell your son that his mom is cool. I can tell his mom is cool.
Yes. There.
sure. For
Your
sure.
mom's cool.
Cool mom. You got a cool
mom.
one. These have been so much fun.
Yes. Thank you all so much. I mean, I hope you're all as excited as we are that it's spooky season.
Yeah, and look,
I guess
know.
it's always spooky season with this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Look, every Tuesday is a spooky day. But it's so nice that everyone else is going to get on board with our spookittiness.
Oh, I know. It's the most fun. It's the most fun.
Thank you guys so much for sending in your stories. Remember, if you already sent one in earlier this year and we biffed it with letting it go to spam, just bump it.
Give it a bump.
Find it and bump it.
Just be a volleyball player and bump it.
Bump it up.
Set, spike.
Bump.
Set, spike.
Bump. I will try not to get offended by your emails because I don't understand what you're saying because I can't read properly. But, that's all part of the growth process over here. I'm growing.
You're doing great, Marcy.
Thank you. Fishing. I was fishing. Okay.
Okay.
Send more in, guys. We
Keep
love
'em coming.
you. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants.